Good morning, class. This is Gary again here. We're working on Module 5 this week, finishing up our first writing assignment from last week. We're going to dive into cardiorespiratory endurance this week. This is something some of you are a little bit familiar with. I could spend a lot of time discussing the anatomy of the heart and the respiratory system and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna do that this week. For those of you that are going into the medical field, I'm sure some of this stuff will ring true to you as we go over the structures of the heart, the structures of the lungs, and stuff like that. So just want to discuss with you, just to highlight on some things this week as we dive into some actual exercise things right now, which will go along with our FIT principle a little bit better. The first thing is the definition of the cardiorespiratory system. Consists of the heart, the blood vessels, and the respiratory system, otherwise known as the lungs. These are two very unique systems in the body in that they rely on each other to be able to function properly. The muscle itself is a heart, which requires oxygen to be able to pump. The oxygen that is needed by the lungs to be able to do those things. So these two systems work very, very closely together. Please look over the anatomy of the heart, the ventricles, the atriums, understand what they do, where the heart is located, and how the heart actually does function. You'll see the terms systole and diastolic or diastole. Those refer to blood pressure. If you have a blood pressure, 120/80 is normal adult blood pressure. The top number is referred to as the systolic number. The bottom number is normally referred to as the diastolic number. The systolic number is the pressure that your heart is putting on the arteries, on the blood vessels, on the blood vessels when it's contracting. So the top number, or your systolic number, is the pressure put on the artery, the blood vessel when your heart's contracting. The diastolic number, or the bottom number, is the pressure put on those blood vessels when your heart is at rest. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind as we move forward. Again, I'm not going to get into a lot of the anatomy of this. I want you guys, this is something you can look over yourselves. For you nursing majors out there, I know that you guys have probably gotten into this a lot more in depth, and there's really no need to do that right now. So we're not going to. Review of biology a little bit, how muscles gain the energy through the ATP. If you look on page 62 in your book, benefits of cardiorespiratory endurance exercises. That's something that I want you to be able to look through and understand. Those benefits are bountiful. It's more than just your heart and lungs. It has to do with a lot of other things as well. Reducing the risk of chronic disease. Chronic disease is something we've discussed in previous chapters, so I'd like you to review those as far as how the cardiorespiratory system works with those. In particular, cardiovascular disease itself, diabetes, and osteoporosis. We're not going to look a lot into body fat composition. That is a specific chapter that I will get on my soapbox for to dispel the myth of BMI and my feelings on BMI and body fat percentage as we will look forward. But what I do want you to pay particular attention to is the monitoring of the heart rate. On page 67. I want you guys to be able to know how to take your pulse. That's important. When we're looking through things, one of the things that we're going to be discussing in the next couple of weeks is how to figure out your maximum heart rate for exercise. We're going to use a very simple formula. You're going to take 220 minus your age, okay, and that will give you what is called your MHR, or your maximum heart rate. Then what I want you to do is you're going to figure out 3 zones of that maximum heart rate. So your zone 1, you'll take your maximum heart rate, multiply it by 65%, and then you'll multiply it by 74%. That'll give you your range for zone 1. Zone 1 is the range that you're in order for a workout to have any type of cardiorespiratory endurance benefit. So a fast walk, stuff like that. You can do zone 1 for a longer period of time. Zone 2 is 75% to 84%. I'd like you to figure out what those numbers are. Okay, zone 2 is a little bit faster pace, swimming, stuff like that, a little bit harder to hold a conversation with. Zone 3 is then 85% to 95%. Okay, and I want you to figure out that range. Zone 3 is more like a sprint, a 100-meter sprint. So you're going to spend very little time in there. You're going to mostly live in, I kind of use it as a home base and a vacation. You're going to use, zone 1 is going to be home. That's where you're going to live a majority of your workouts. And you're going to vacation in zone 2s and 3. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to work that with you. That's something that I really need you to know. You will see that again as we move through. If you do need it in a more written form, page 70 in your textbook. If you have the newest version, it is in page 70 of the current textbook. That's what I kind of want you to focus on. Also, if you notice, we're going to discuss the FIT principle as from here on out will become a little bit more prevalent in our discussions throughout the weeks. So I really want you to focus on how to create proper FIT workouts that follow the FIT principle, keeping in mind that I want your workouts to be something that you would actually do. Okay, workouts that you would actually do. I don't want you to do, if you hate running, if you hate walking, please don't make workouts that deal with those things. Make them something that you enjoy doing, okay, which is very important. Look through the rest of the information for that week, keeping in mind a proper warm-up and a cool-down. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to be discussing flexibility, proper stretching, how to properly prepare for those things, and things like that as we move through. It's not so much of an issue now, but towards the end of this semester, if your workouts are outside, please be aware of the heat and the hotter temperatures as we're moving forward here through the rest of the semester. It's important that our body takes 2 weeks to acclimatize to weather changes. Unfortunately, we've never really acclimatized to our weather changes yet for the winter. But as we start to get hotter out, you'll notice some struggles as you're moving through getting ready into the warmer weather. So please make sure, it's very important all the time, but especially as we're moving into the later part of the semester, that you guys are staying hydrated during your exercises, plenty of water. An easy way to figure out how much water you need to intake a day, take your weight, divide it by 2. That will give you the total ounces that you need to drink in a day. Okay, so for me, I'm 230 pounds. I need to drink 115 ounces of water a day. So if you have a 20-ounce bottle, figure out how many times I'd have to fill that bottle up 6 times and drink it. Drink 6 full 20-ounce bottles in order to have my required amount of water for the day. So that's just a little quick thing that you can use also to kind of make sure that you're getting the hydration that you need. One of your assignments for this week, we will be working on the back of the chapter, assessing your current level of cardiorespiratory endurance. Please try to do as many of them as you can, as far as completion. I really would like to see you complete at least the 1 mile test. Okay. The 3-minute step test. My suggestion would be download a metronome app on your phone, and you want to step at about approximately 96 steps per minute, and that's up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Okay, that's the kind of pattern you want to be on. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you want to do that at about 96 beats per minute. All right. Try to fill out as many of these as you can, and then use the information throughout to try to figure out some of the other things that you're looking to do. Obviously, the swim test is going to be very hard. If you can do it, that's great. The more you can do, the better. And we'll work on those things as we move forward. Your discussion this week has you working on a FIT principle workout in reference to the cardiovascular system. As always, guys, I'm really looking forward to the discussion this week. Apologize about the lateness of the video. Having sick kiddos at home is not conducive to making proper videos. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Reminder of office hours Thursday evening from 9 to 9:30 via Google Hangout. If you need anything, please let me know. Looking forward to a great week, guys. Take care.